So we're putting the element build on hold today. Well, I guess not technically on hold because we haven't even started it yet, but it's gonna take a back seat to our first project here. Shannon's mom, Jane, is actually in town visiting us right now with her Sportsmobile, and she's been wanting to do a kitchen renovation in there. So we're gonna try that first, try to knock that out before she has to head out of here and head back to California. This little project also may or may not be my Christmas gift for her, and it's like January 8th right now. I'm a little behind schedule. So as usual, yesterday ended up being a lot of planning and not really too much else. We cut a few pieces of wood, and I got our C channel here ready for the base. We're going to use this just to basically be the foundation of this cabinet here. These 3 pieces and then the 2 pieces of C channel we're going to use to mount to the floor here. Really the main goal with this little addition here is not really to build a full functioning kitchen or anything. We're primarily just trying to get some extra storage in here. So a couple of drawers we're going to do, then a little bit of storage underneath for just random things to kind of get stuffed in, and then probably just a little cabinet with a small door on this side here. There will be a countertop area, and we are going to make a designated spot for a portable camp stove to go on there. But most of the time, guys, when they're using this van, they're using it to travel temporarily for a few weeks at a time, maybe a month at a time, and they're mostly staying at campgrounds or boondocking or something like that. So they're mostly going to cook outside unless the weather is really, really bad, in which case they would be able to come in here. But I mean, they've been using this van for Shannon's whole life. She grew up with this van, and originally there was a captain's chair here, and there was one here, but they don't need all 4 seats in here anymore, so they decided to move one. We're going to leave the other one on this side to my right here, and then they're going to have the new kitchen here on the left. So that's kind of the goal here. It's time to start cross doweling. By the way, guys, this is the cross dowel construction method. I know I've done a couple of videos on this in the past. I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can check out the most recent one I did with Lex, but it takes a little bit more time to do it this way, but you don't have to use any wood glue, and these joints are super strong. It allows you to use 1/2-inch plywood. There's a lot of benefits, so let's go put this thing together. Process can be a lot of trial and error. Sometimes things don't fit perfectly. When it's all done though, it makes a pretty solid cabinet. Definitely making some progress. It is taking a little bit longer than expected, which I guess is to be expected, if that makes any sense at all. These things always take a little bit longer than you expect at first, and I figure this is definitely some pretty good practice though for the amount of cross dowel cabinet building that I'm about to be doing for the next couple of months here, and that's going to start in a couple of days. So I basically have 2 days to get this thing finished, or at least get it as close to finished as I can, and then I'm going to be flying up to New Hampshire to pick up the high ace. It is ready to go, guys. Derek, the owner of Northeast Auto Imports, is currently on an extended test drive with the van. He's taking it all the way up to Maine, and he's been sending me a couple of pictures and stuff from the road, and so far so good. Just kind of trying to test it out, make sure that there's not really any major issues with it before I embark on the 2,000-mile road trip back down here to Florida. So should be an exciting couple of days. This is the first project. I'm going to try to knock this out hopefully tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And then after that, I really won't have too much time to work on it until I get back from my road trip. Tonight, though, the Browns are in their first playoff game in 17 years. That's the focus now. I'm going to get cleaned up, and hopefully we can get this done tomorrow. Still hasn't quite set in yet. It was one heck of a game. It's amazing how you can spend all day working on stuff like this and just not get anything done. I spent most of the day today just fixing a bunch of mistakes that I made yesterday and then building this really, really bad drawer. It does not fit in the compartment that I built for it, and at least not with the under-mounted drawer slides that we're supposed to be using. I think this project might have to wait until I get back from the road trip. Time for a lunch break. Also, probably the last time that we're gonna hang out in this van.
Kind of sad. I'm excited for our new van, but this van's my van. I'm sad to let it go. So the van sold faster than I was initially anticipating and kind of hoping. I'm a little sad to be letting go of it this fast. I posted it last week and got an offer within 3 days. The guy is flying in on Saturday. This guy is perfectly suited for this van. Out of all the people I could have sold it to, he's really perfect. I think he's planning on full timing in it between Washington and Texas. He has a big dog and he's just by himself, and I am very excited for him.
He's really excited too. He's been asking a lot of questions, and we've sent him a bunch of pictures. We actually made a little video for him as well, and looking forward to meeting him. I'm actually not going to be here when he comes in though, so this is probably the last chance that I'm going to see this van, as I'm flying out tomorrow to head up to New Hampshire and get the van, the other van. There's vans everywhere here.
Let's go to the Pog Dark.
By the way, guys, this is Kita. I think we've introduced her in previous videos, but she's Manny and Tyler's dog. They are out of town for a few days, so we're looking after her.
Google Maps says there's a dog park, but every sign says no dogs.
I think Kita's just happy walking around the parking lot, actually.
It was a really good parking lot walk. We saw a whole parking lot of a beach. The whole thing.
Got a couple of drawers built here. No drawer slides though. I ordered a different set. They won't be here for a couple of days, so I'll have to get those done when I get back. I'm gonna have to sand it all down, and I'm probably gonna add like some sort of an edging to go around it, just as like a little bit of trim to make it look nicer. Have to put a countertop as well, probably like a stick-on kind of material, and then finish with the door here for the cabinet. Still a little bit of work to do, but I'm happy with the progress that we made the last few days. Like I said earlier, this is definitely a good warm-up for the months to come. It is a pretty weird feeling knowing that this is one of the last times I'm going to see this van. After tomorrow, it's pretty unlikely that I'll ever see it again. And Shannon bought this van about a month or so before we met, over a year and a half ago. So it's been in our lives the whole time that we've been together, and it's definitely a big part of it. You know, we've had some great memories in it. We've traveled all over, spent a lot of time in it, especially during quarantine and everything like that. We were primarily living out of this guy, so I'm definitely gonna miss it. You know, we've had our problems as well as our positives, I guess, a little bit of up and down kind of thing. That's the case with any van. I'm sure we're gonna have the same exact experience when we pick up the high ace in a couple of days. It's going to be an adventure. We're anticipating having a few issues along the way, and I think that'll just add to it. I think that'll be a lot of fun. We're really, really excited about the new old van, and that experience will be part of the next video though, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to y'all in that one.